What's up, guys? We are back on another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
A Shadowline production.
Mr. El Triple C. It is a big week. We've got fights, not MMA fights, because we're done with ESPN, but we've got big boxing fight. I think this is a contender for potentially the event of the year in boxing. And before we get into that, the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight.
Which could I start? Can I start off, Kamara? I just want to give a quick prayer to Jake Paul for all that he's done for the sport of boxing. May he rest in peace, because this is about to be a beatdown. I don't like it. Come on.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there. I'm not going to let you just come on here and talk about Jake Paul like that. I'm not let you do that, Henry. But you know what? We have a very special guest today who's going to be helping us do that. And this is the first lady of MVP Promotions. Is anyone who knows Jake Paul as a boxer right now the most, it has to be her. Amanda Serrano is going to join us later in the show to help us break that down. But before we get into that, Henry, a lot of news right now circulating and percolating around this individual who just closed out the 2025 year and closed out our ESPN era in emphatic fashion. Mr. Manel Kape is joining us on the show. Henry, my dog, how you feeling right now? You see all this news going on right now?
Yeah, bro. Let's cut to the chase, man. There's a lot of news, man, and I don't know if you just heard too, bro. Apparently, Terrance Crawford is walking away. Kush, walking away as a great with nothing left to prove. Hashtag Crawford era, and he's right. He's 100% right. But is this a plot for him to get paid a little bit more? Because he did, man. He officially made it his era by being a bigger guy in Canelo Alvarez. I mean, if he does vacate all of his belts, I mean, where does that leave the 168-pound weight division? I mean, who is Canelo going to fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a trip.
Well, yeah, but I think the one thing about boxing is, yeah, you leave, you vacate, but you never really vacate. You never really leave, because those are what follows you everywhere. Those are the stats that they're going to read. The next time he wants to fight is he's still a 5-division, 6. They're going to say all of these things. So I think there's two things here to take away from this, Henry, real quick. I think one, yes, of course, you could be stepping away, because truly we don't know the injuries that Terrance Crawford is facing behind closed doors. We don't know how his life is. We know he just had another child, so we don't know how the home and the family situation is. And sometimes, yes, it's great to just walk away on your own accord. But I think the other side is why people might think different is because we've never seen him look better. And with someone who has what looks like have so much fight left in them, and then we've seen this recipe before where guys like Floyd, I'm not getting what I want right now, I'm retired because I'm the face of boxing. I'm not getting what I want, I'm retiring, I'm the face of boxing. We've seen that plot before, which is kind of questions how we feel, because we listed all of the accomplishments. Number 1 pound for pound, 3-time undisputed, 5-time division champion, 4-time lineal champion, BWAA Fighter of the Year, 2-time ESPY Award winner. There's a reason you list all that. You want to remind the people. You feel me, Henry? So yeah, if this is negotiations, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it, Henry.
Yeah, I remember, but I will say this, Kamara, he is getting older, bro. He's my age, bro. He's 37, 38, bro. So he's gonna have to be careful, dude. So if he does decide to let it go, he might be done, Kush. He might be done. But there's a big bag. There's a big bag and whatever, man. I mean, if he got it like that, then congratulations, Terrance Crawford. Great career. And he's always since I've been watching him, he's always been pound for pound.
Well, moving on, Henry, there's a lot going on, too, in the heavyweight division. These boys is chirping back and forth with each other. We've got Cyril Gane going back and forth with Tom Aspinall, as Henry, as you love to do. Go ahead and read the tweets.
Cyril Gane, still no date or opponent yet, but we keep grinding and training hard before the holidays. Tom Aspinall replies, no shit, there's not a date yet. I'm not medically cleared to fight. About to have surgery. Damn, godly. About to have surgery. Thanks for your disgusting fingernails. I'd be back to smash your face in soon. You cheat. Tom Aspinall. Dude, I like this NWO Tom Aspinall. I
Maybe
like
I should have read that motherfucker. Hey. There's two takeaways, Henry. You're on to something there when you said I like this Tom Aspinall. I like that, but I think the dignified me as was a champion. You walking around as a champion. I think certain things I won't even get down into because I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, supposedly the baddest man on the planet. Certain things I don't even care to respond to because hey, I'm the heavyweight champion. I'm the baddest man on the planet. When my eyeball's ready, I'm back in there and I'll let you know. I would have said just take a number and wait. When my eyeball's ready, I'm back in there. I wouldn't even go back and forth with all this stuff.
Cyril gonna live in Dubai, dude?
Surreal Gone is in Dubai now.
Wow, dude, Dubai. Dubai is people are flocking there, bro. It's a good place to
You
be
want to
there.
you want me to hit him? You want to hit him up? You want to go check him out at training? Yeah, feel me? You want to go check him out?
That's good shit, man.
All right, guys, and today we have a very special guest, a man that really needs no introduction right now, as he just closed out the year for the UFC in stylistic fashion. A man that's on a 3-fight win streak, headline back-to-back events, and finished both opponents in events. I believe the number 2 ranked flyweight in the world right now, my African brother, Manel Kape.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Man, I see you. I see you, Manel, with the little subtle. You see the little Prada? He had to show us a little something. Put a little Prada on there, let you know I'm getting to the money now. I'm getting to the bag. What's up, my brother? How are you?
Everything good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's
Of
mean a lot
course.
to be here.
Of course, my brother. Hey, you just fought, man. You closed out the year in style. You not
Uh
only
huh.
just closed out the year, that's just a big responsibility because you closed out, I believe that was ESPN. That was the
Yes.
last
Yes.
fight
Yes.
on
Yes.
ESPN. And you closed it out in stylistic fashion by going out there. Not only did you say you were going to do something, you actually went out there and you did it. And you put away a very, very dangerous man, a guy that's always game, Brandon Royval. Talk a little bit about that fight and how you felt going into it and what you thought that fight would do for you.
So uh, I really, when I step to the cage and I feel the energy of Brandon Royval, I knew I dragging his energy down. I drag his soul all the week, and when I stepped there, it was just a matter of the time that I find my range and I find my time, and I knew if I land, I'll drop him. That's what I was visualization the all week, the all camp, and this feel familiar because I've been doing this in the trainings and everything was smooth and it was in that directions. So when I landed in the first round and I drop him, for me it was not a surprise. It was something that I've been repeated so many times, and it was the uh, I just been there to execute what um, what I've been doing, what I was saying, and to show to the people that didn't believe or I was thinking that it was too much in my head.
Yeah, no, I mean we talk about it all the time. The delusion. It's only delusion in your head if you never actually go out there and show people the reality of it.
Yes,
And so you have this delusion in your head of I'm gonna be champion. I'm gonna do all these amazing things. I'm gonna style on dudes and make it look easy. And then when you say it, the fans, the fans, they go, oh, you can't do that. Ah, that's not true. You're not even that good. You're not this. But to actually go out there and make that a reality is something that's different. And right now you're in that mode to where you're flowing. You say it, and I know when you say it, you mean it because you actually styling on guys. I mean, coming off of back-to-back finishes of tough guys. These ain't just regular guys. These are tough guys, and you're actually going out there and you're putting them away. Where do you think right now this puts you in this division?
So about the fans, that's not something that bothered me. Is because I know my inner inside and everything what I've been doing, I've been training. It's it's it, and then when I get to the case, it's just a reflections. It's just a reflections. It's just about, like you say, it's about more mental right now, because we all have skills, and the part to go to the cage, it's about the thoughts what you have before to enter to the cage, who believe better in yourself and gonna put there. So I don't let the magnitude of the fight, the spotlight, drag my energy. This is what I love, and when I have these kind of moments is what I shine. When the better media, the more media I do, the more spotlight I had, the more attention. This is what make me. I want to be that. I want to be that guy that people want to talk
The
for a
star
week.
boy.
For a weeks. And so this what motivate me. This what motivate me, because in this sport I don't like to be on a dark side. I like to be on a team of the what is the main guys. When we're gonna about to talk about skills, they're gonna pop up my name. That's what I want to be. That's what I want to show. So um, yeah, they are tough guys, but my thing it is, the way I train them very smart. I can make like them look easy, So that's the thing I want to show to the people. I can make people that you think that is too good, making look easy. So I want to be a legendary, in this sports, and this fight
Yeah.
put me in the position. This fight, I
Yeah.
think, I think this fight put him in the position that it just show that I'm above in levels of the many guys, and in this division, is special to the champion, because the champions just go toe to toes with this guy that I finished in the first round, you know. And this fight put me in a position, and that I just finished the guy that finished these top contenders that's coming, you know. And this fight just put me in a position that you can't deny that I'm the next fight for the title, because it's something that right now it belongs to me, you know.
But now, how much have you improved, man, since your fight with Pantoja? Because a lot of people don't know this, man, but your debut was actually against the champion. And I remember watching that fight, and a lot of people thought that you actually did enough to actually win. With Tatsuru, with Brandon Royval, the way that he was able to dominate Tatsuru Taira and beat a guy like Brandon Moreno, since that first fight with Pantoja, how much has Manel Kape improved, and why is it that Manel Kape is next for that damn title?
So in the first fight, it's not excuses. I think I landed the hardest punch against Pantoja, and I chose the more significant strikers. He gets the volume, of course, but everything what he was landing was not actually bother me. I was not getting less. But of course, in UFC when I came here, uh, we had to get busy, to get busy, and so it is something that I learned. And in that time when I came here, the one thing what get me a lot of issue to fight here was the floor was very slippery. I couldn't even make my game touch, go back and touch, and the response. And this was something that was really that dictated the fight. I don't want to make any excuses, because if we go to the fight about skills, he didn't do anything that couldn't could show that he was above me. Even me, I was very confident. I tried to take him down. We go toe to toes. It was not about skills. It was the issues that, because I was not stable on the floor to do my game. And so it was on the past. I the things happen for a reason. I don't complain. We move forward, and then I just had to get some adjustments. I feel myself more familiar with octagon because it's been a long time that I didn't fight for me in octagon. Because in Japan I was fighting with the shoes in the ring, and so this was just the small adjustments, and these adjustments I made, I think is right now speak for themselves.
Yeah, stylistically, right now with Josh Van, have you fought a lot of guys that like to go in there and pretty much, he's a technical brawler. He likes to go into the pocket. He likes to pretty much sprawl and brawl. I mean, does a style like Joshua Van suit you?
Brandon Royval is a brawler too, you know. Brandon Royval is a brawler too. When they feel the power, when they feel the hands, the power, and they stop to be a brawler. You know, they stop because if you have a fighter, is a brawler with someone that have my reaction, you know, the reaction and the power, because they can land whatever they want. They're not gonna touch me. I'm gonna just skip, and I'm gonna touch. When they feel the power, they're gonna come down, and that's the thing that I'm gonna do to Joshua Van, because Joshua Van for me is just a punch bag. He's straight away. I think for this fight camp against Joshua Van, I just have to punch back, because it's gonna be there, and I'm gonna do whatever I want with a punch back. That's the thing what I saw, you know. I had to be with a punch bag the 6 weeks or whatever we had till February. A punch bag there, I beat, got away, I beat, because a punch bag not gonna follow me. That's the style that I saw in Joshua Van, you know. I'm gonna respond.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's get to the shit. Let's get to the shit because listen, I take nothing away from Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van is a damn good fighter. I think he's done some really really good things with the what he's been presented to and the role that he's been on. So we have to take our hats off to him. But let's get to this shit. You got on after your fight. You said, I'm gonna take off his diapers. I'm gonna take off his diapers, right? What you mean by that? What you
What do you mean? Like, it, it's me. It's me the way it means. It's my baby. That's
yeah.
what I mean. It's my baby. You know. So I'm gonna take his diaper. I'm gonna change his diaper alive. So that's what I mean. You know.
God, man,
Oh,
what if that diaper's hairy but now? What's she gonna do, bro?
pause.
You gonna trim him, bro?
Yeah.
Pause. Henry.
Wipe him. I'm gonna wipe him. So that's what I
Okay,
mean. Like,
now
he's a
okay,
good
now
fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a good fighter. But he's a good fighter. But stylistically, he ain't nothing something that I never see. He just go toes to toes with Brandon Royval. He's a fight that I saw that he lost. He lost that fight for me. He stole that fight in the last moments with the knockdown. He stole that fight with Benson Brandon Royval in last moments with a knockdown. But if we see in a status, Brandon Royval is land a lot of shots on him. He was losing that fight. He had the power shots, of course. He probably hurt better more Brandon Royval, but he's just a guy that he go toes to toes with Brandon Royval. And to look to the fight, to the match, you look what I did to Brandon Royval.
yeah, well, I mean, Manel, I mean, it's hard to basically talk about because since your fight with the with Mokayev, you've been on the roll, you've been on the 3 fight win streak and stopped these guys, but the way now that you're doing it is very very entertaining. I mean, you are the whole package of what a fighter should be. To where I'm looking at the fight, if I'm looking at the opponents now of who to pick, picking yourself or whether I'm going to pick Tatsuro Taira. Listen, both of you guys, I think you guys have done incredible things. What Tatsuro Taira was able to do to Brandon Moreno was, listen, we have to say
But
that
that's
was
the thing.
great.
But that's the thing. I just beat the guy that beat Tatsuro Tada.
I agree. I
I
agree.
just finished
I
him.
agree.
I
But
just finished
what I'm
him
saying is,
on first round. I just finished him on the first round.
it's impressive. What I'm saying is for both of you guys, if I'm the company right now and I'm looking at what I'm gonna make next, I think a more interesting fight and a more banging fight to where I could potentially this fight could potentially headline is you versus Joshua Van. I think that's a fight that is extreme. It's a lot more entertaining because we know Joshua Van is coming to bang. You know, H Town in this thing, he's coming to throw them things. Of course, and that's what you do well.
Joshua is coming to bang when he knows who is to come to the bang. But definitely, I dare if he come to bang with me, then we're gonna see who is the alpha, who have the bigger balls, because he will knock out the
Oh,
bang. Trust me, you know. uh,
Yeah.
there is
yeah.
time to show, like when you go to the jungle, you see a bigger animal there. You avoid, who do you come, you can bang, when you feel the power. Oh, okay, I can stay there with this guy. I can like bang, but when you feel one time the power, nah, that's not the guy that I should be there. You're gonna start change his style. You're gonna see he's gonna change his style. He's gonna walk back. That's what I'm saying. These guys always they have the style till they met me. You know.
Yeah, you see the fight with against Joshua Van against Charles Johnston. I feel like stylistically, obviously you guys are different fighters, but lengthwise, you guys are kind of the same. How much information have you taken from that fight? Because I will say this about Joshua Van, because he is young, he never really made those adjustments. So if he does decide to just strike with you, and particularly on how that fight went with Charles Johnson, I mean, how much information have you taken from that fight?
Yeah, the Chargers is a good fighter. We can steal his his walls. His walls, because he have a lot of walls. Because he, he's a fighter that he don't make adjustments. He's just one style, and he stay there. He
Yeah.
fight the same way all fights. He's going there to kill. He have a nice reactions. He have a nice hooks. And if he didn't respect you, he create that confidence during the fight. If he don't respect the power, he create that confidence, and he go for it. And look, uh, he shows the same way. If he fight the same way, uh, he's gonna be he will be the pro. He's gonna be in a problem. So, but uh, I don't know, man. Like I say, uh, it's gonna be more easy than Brandon Royval this fight. That's what I want. That's the only thing what I'm saying. Stylistic, Brandon Royval is more tricky. It was more tricky. This guy he ain't tricky. This guy is very basic. In this game right now, it's very basic. But okay, he's just in a position it is because I get the injury. I don't take nothing for the man. He go there and he win. He deserve, but he's not someone that I saw like is a big problem. He's there. He's there.
Yeah, now let's talk about the division right now because before this, Alexandra Pantoja held that division down to where everyone was thinking, "Oh, who's going to be next with Pantoja? He's beaten this guy, he's beaten that guy, he's beaten all these guys, and he's starting to go through these champions." To where now, first of all, freak accident, of what happened, freak accident. But now that it's almost like the division is just wide open again to where now you've got you've got Joshua. You match up with you and Joshua Van. You've got Tatua and Tyra. You've got matchups there. You've got, let's not forget, Haraguchi's back in the mix. We've got
Yes.
we've got a guy like that climbing. So this division now is like wide open again. And so talk a little bit about just that fight. It was a freak accident, how it happened, and what do you see now in the division? Play matchmaker for a little bit here.
So in that fight, Joshua Van against Pantoja, we didn't find the better man in that night. We didn't find the better man that night. But it was a technical mistake by Pantoja. When you go to the ground, you never extend your arm. This is a basic thing in jiu-jitsu. you know you roll, and you let it go. You cannot extend your arm. It was a technical mistake in him to get up fast, because I believe when he started the fight, Pantoja, Joshua feel the pressure, and he came crazy. He came like a crazy horse, and then he want to rush the things. So that's the accident. Actually, it's happened. Joshua is the champion, is the man. And the division have to move forward. You know, and I believe right now the fight that have to make is Tatsuro Tsara against Brandon Royval, because Tatsuro Tsara have to claim that loss against him. You know
Or
that
Horiguchi.
about Horiguchi ain't a threat to me. You know, he ain't a threat to me. He have to pass Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi is a skiller fighter.
Yes.
He's a good fighter. First of all, he have to pass Amir Albazi. He's a skiller fighter. He's a good fighter. I fought him before in Rise in 2017. When I came to the Rising for first time, I was trained in Angola, in Africa, with one partner. People forget about this, the details behind. You know, I was fighting Origuchi only with one training partner in Africa, with no resource, no team, no nothing. Just made my training, and we go toes to toes and skills till the third round. Even I drop in 2 times, and then the things happen. But right now, I'm a mature fighter. You know, I have a bunch of resource. You know, to be
I
the
see
fighter,
that. I see you
to be that
shining now.
to be that fighter that he was. He was already a guy with a bunch of resource. What I didn't have, people cannot compare me right now to that guy that was in 2017. And I did a lot. Just fighting with one guy. I went to the finals in a Rising with no resource. So, and
So,
then I
so if you had
improved.
to match make right now, you match make. Let's say the six for the title. You're gonna say yourself and Joshua Van,
Correct.
and then you would say Tatsura Taira versus who?
Brandon Royval.
Brandon
Brandon
Royval,
Royval.
and then you would go Amir Abazi versus uh
They just book a
Haraguchi.
Mirabazi Kyoji. They just book a Mirabazi Kyoji, and
Oh, they
that's
just
that's the
booked it.
fact.
Okay,
They
yeah.
they they, ju- they
Okay.
just book it. They are already gonna fight in February, you know. But whatever it is, when I get to the belt, whatever it is, what when I get to the belt, whatever it is welcome, you know. It's welcome to the party, you know. That's what I wanna say.
Well, Manel, right now, Dana White was looking at stadiums for a potential matchup between Joshua Van and Tatsuro Taira. I'm not sure if you heard that. He
He
was
was not.
already
He was not look. He was not looking. Give the comment. People say he
okay.
was not looking. If people give the comment, he was not
Okay,
looking. He
I,
was
I
not
get it.
looking.
February
He was not
7th.
looking. It was just a
I
comment
need
to
you to
say
cut a
like I
promo.
like the idea. He said I like the idea. I like the idea. Even this
Yeah.
is was before my fight happened. This
Okay.
was
All
before
right. Well,
my
so
fight.
I'm gonna give
It's
you a
not
chance
after
right now,
my
Manel.
fight. Yeah, no, it was not after my fight. But if we go if you wanna look to the stadium in Japan, bro, I'm more famous than Tatsuro in Japan. Yeah, but this is true. It's the reality. It's true. It's true. He's nobody there. He's not. Hey, nobody know. Hey, look. Nobody knows who is Tatsuro in Japan. I swear, nobody knows him. Nobody knows him. But you speak my name there. You speak like you are talking about some samurai, some legendary, some anime. So if you
Yeah.
look to the stadium, if you wanna sold out arenas in Japan, you just take my name. Just put me that,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay.
That's easy.
February 7th, the UFC is going to Houston, Texas. The champ has accepted your challenge. He said, talk is cheap, Manel Cop. Let's do it February 7th. Why and how does Manel Cop get it done in H-Town?
Easy. February 7, if UFC will make this fight, I'm easy. Just I'm gonna took 2 week off. this now December, and I'm going back to the training, and I'm gonna put it in a show there in Houston, second round finish, knockout. That's what's gonna happen.
Ooh, H Town in this thing. You've been to Houston before, so
Whoa!
hey,
I've been
they
Houston.
might know
I
you
and
out there.
I like the city. I like the city. I have a good memories there. So the city, I'm gonna go back. Like I'm gonna feel familiar.
Yeah,
So
and can I say something too, Manel? I think the
yeah,
flyweight division needs a guy like you. They need somebody that's outspoken. They need somebody that speaks English. They need somebody that could ruffle some feathers. And I feel like you check a lot of these boxes that the flyweight division hasn't got the best of tension. And it all goes back to the champion. If the champion doesn't speak up, if the champion doesn't create storylines, if the champion doesn't ruffle feathers, and it's hard to sell the division. But I do feel that you versus Joshua Van could definitely, bring forth the flyweight division like never before, man. So congrats, bro. I hope you get the fight.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's
the
the
fight
fight
to
I have
make.
to make. That's the fight I
Yeah,
have to make, and I believe that fight more interesting.
yeah. Am I right, Kush? What you got on that, Kush?
Yeah, that's a great one. Before we go, well, first of all, you put a lot of stuff on there that I probably wouldn't because I don't do the magic shows and the bring out the snakes and all that.
You like that? You like that, Manel? Hey! I saved your division, bro. Give me 20%, bro. Give me 20%, man.
No, he's the
Well,
savior. Henry is the savior. He's the savior. You know.
yeah, and but I want to say this, Manel, you're at a press conference, right? You have a fight coming up. The opponent pulled out. You get a late notice replacement of the fight. You're at the press conference and you start speaking to the former opponent who's sitting in the front row, and then you pick up bottles and throw at the guy, and then the headliner of the press conference is next to you, and you start talking trash to him. Hey, what's going through your mind here? Are you not thinking this dude is a middleweight? He might put it on me. This and that.
If
What's going through your mind?
if we were in the streets, you ain't gonna think about the weight, the class. You ain't gonna think about the strategy or no. You know,
Right.
it can be middleweight. We have teeth. We're gonna bite. We're gonna take some eyes.
Damn, Jesus.
It's like the weight didn't matter. The weight doesn't
Look
matter.
at you. Hey, you tell him
The
to
weight doesn't.
calm down and sit down.
Hey, this is what I'm saying, dude. This is why the flyweight division needs a Manel Kape, dude. Like this
But
has to
but
be
listen,
done.
but
Like,
listen. The if we go again to the talk about the jungle, the jungle. Who is the king of the jungle? He's not the biggest one. He's not the elephant. It's not the giraffe. He's the lion because the lion have the attitude. So nobody talking about
Well, my man, Manel, I think you've made with a performance like that. I think you made a really really good case for yourself. And I think obviously the company now stepping into the Paramount era are we wanted that first year. You want to come in with the bang, and we saw it with ESPN. When we stepped into the era, we came in with the bang. We let Triple C go out there and do his thing, versus Marlon. And
yes,
so,
yes.
so
TJ
yeah,
Dillashaw.
or Dillashaw, I
Tisha
believe.
Dillashaw. Tisha Dillashaw.
And so we, of course, UFC this year, next year is going to be a big year. They're going to step in with the bang. You're already opening with Justin Gaethje um, versus Patty Pimlet, and so that's a banger. And then Kayla Harrison's a banger. I think February, if we're not going out of the country, February in H Town, I think the I think more interesting fight to make is listen, and that's take nothing away from Tatsuro Taira. I think he's a great competitor, but I think the more interesting fight, based on what you have been able to do, I think is you versus Joshua Van. And so I think it's a fan-friendly fight, and I think it's a fight everybody wants to potentially see, and we all want to see it. So, hopefully UFC does look at that and they want to make that fight.
If I can give you 2 cents too on this, Manel, you gotta start talking shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
you gotta get on their Twitter because Tattoo Attire is not gonna do it. You gotta have the promotion promote. I think you gotta
yeah.
get on that shit
Yeah,
right now. And
I think it's good because this new deal, is bring more money. Is bring more money to the pocket, and that's what motivates me. You know, and that's what motivates me. Yesterday, I was talking with Ali. He just say, "Hey, now is your time to do your job." Because uh, the more money I make, the more I get myself. The more I get more motivated to fight. The more I want to be there. So I think this new deal, extremely well. Like my manager said, like we don't have the pay per view, but the fight is gonna have some more money, and this excited me. It just excited me to be in 2026 because, we all want nice things. We all want to get our life more comfortable. But and that's what I want. That's what I want.
Yeah,
The more money I make,
yeah, you're right, and hopefully, that you do make the more money, and let's lie Triple C his 20%. He saved the division, like he said. You know, well,
yeah,
my brother,
he need a commission. He need a commission.
yeah. Well, my brother, it's been a pleasure having you. I think
Thank you
that's a
so much.
compelling fight. I think there's a fight that everybody might want to make. And yes, you said it. You want to take off his diaper. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully in February, that's where we're getting in H Town. You versus Joshua Van, and with our special guest, Manel Kape. We are out. Well, that was our guy, my African brother, Manel Kape, the star boy right now. And hey, Henry, they chirping back and forth. Even Joshua Van, the current champion, stepped in right away and said, H Town in this thing. Manel Kape, let's run it. Talk is cheap. He's saying Manel got a lot to say. He's nowadays, but hey, the champ said let's run it, and we
yeah,
don't really. There's not a confirmed date for that February card, and so H
I
Town always does well for the UFC. I think why not?
Yeah, can I say something, Kamara? Too? This fight really suits Manel Kape, dude. Like stylistically, if you go back and if you watch Van against Charles Johnson, bro, Charles Johnson is nowhere near. I mean, he's good, really good fucking striking, but dude, the striking of Manel Kape is different, bro. Dude can go right, south, kicks, throws uppercuts. Like the fucking dude's got power behind both hands, dude. My boy Bruno Silva fought both of them. He fought Joshua Van and Manel Kape. And he was like, bro, Manel Kape is the scariest dude at flyweight that I have ever gone with. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I felt fucking hopeless, dude, in there.
Well, I mean, hopefully the UFC's watching and they make that fight. I mean, we coming in. Listen, I nothing against Tattoo Attire, nothing against those guys at flyweight because right now I just feel like if you had to pick one that's really making waves in that flyweight division, that's exciting and everybody wants to watch his style of fighting, I think that is Manel Kape. And so we'll see February. Hopefully that comes together. But Henry, we're moving on. It's like I said, it's fight week. It's great news. Let's get into it, man. I know everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, Jake is gonna get this. Jake is gonna get destroyed." Listen, I love Anthony Joshua. I know what Anthony Joshua has done in his career, and I know what Anthony Joshua is capable of. But I don't know why we're writing Jake off here like Jake ain't Jake has no shot. I don't understand that. You saw it with one shot. He put away what's his name? The the black dude, the realist. With one shot, he put him away. Tyron Woodley. He put Tyron Woodley away with one shot. And this guy he has real heavyweights in his camp working with him. So my man, Henry, let's say it's possible. How does let's say okay.
No.
All right, Henry. Let's say Henry, all right, let's say it is possible, okay?
Yeah,
How does Jake get it done?
the only way Jake Paul gets it done, bro, is by him fucking literally taking a fall, bro. Like I don't think Anthony Joshua is a real heavyweight. He is not a cruiserweight. He is a real heavyweight. And you saw what it did to to our boy man Francis Ngannou. I mean, bro, if you're able to do that to a man that weighs 265 pounds, a dude that weighs 230 is fucking small compared to him. I mean, Anthony Joshua, what is he, 6'6" or 6'7", something stupid? Dude, Jake Paul, I
How
wish he
tall is
would
Andy Ruiz?
6'1" or 6'2".
Jake Paul is how tall?
He's probably around that size. Nah, but you can't fuck. Come on, dude. Yeah, Jake Paul 6'1". Anthony Joshua, can you look him up real quick? I think he's six
No,
six.
no, no. Anthony Joshua is like 6'8". Who cares? I
No,
know
he's
that,
six
6'6".
six,
But Andy Ruiz, how tall is Andy Ruiz?
6'2". But remember, Andy Ruiz has skill, bros. He's been boxing his whole damn life. Inside fighter, Mexican style. Like, it's different. Jake Paul don't got that shit,
Listen,
man. Jake Paul don't got that
listen,
shit.
listen, my bro. Listen, all I'm gonna say to you is, I understand, and yes, of course, all of these things, make a difference. But we're I can't we can't count them out here. We can't. Look at Leon Edwards. Come on, we can't count them out here. We can't count guys out here. It happens. Things happen. It's a fight, man.
There's situations, Kamara,
Oh
where you can't, dude. He's Olympic gold medalist, bro. Like he's been in the fucking game
my.
for
Uh huh.
so long, bro. He's got power. Jake Paul's gonna get hurt, bro. So
Yeah.
let's give a prayer to let's pray real quick, bro, to Jake Paul.
Hey,
Come on.
you can pray. Jake Paul is about to make 60 to 80 mil.
Or
I'm not
better
praying.
or better yet, could I please get a moment of silence? Silence. That's it.
I'm not entertaining this. Listen, of course, as it should be, Anthony Joshua should come out there and just school the guy. But listen, Henry, let's not forget. This is not the first boxer to kind of go out there and be facing great odds to where he thought, I'm just going to go in there and walk through this dude and do what I want to do. I've mentioned it before, plenty of boxers. Hasim Rockman, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, and Buster Douglas. Even Evander Holyfield. There's a lot of fighters that have done that, but you have that little arrogance. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this dude. But this happens. So listen, we can't just completely count him out. There has to be something that Jake Paul does know that the rest of us don't know about his skill set, about his boxing, to where he's like, okay, I'm willing to take that fight
And if I
because
could
this
say this,
should,
Kamara,
yeah.
if for whatever reason Jake Paul was to get the job done, this would be the biggest upset in combat sports history, bro. Think about it. Think about it. Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't. Okay,
there's
but do
no
you?
fucking
I
way.
don't. I don't know. But do you say that over Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas? Because, and I
Yes.
say that because of the stardom. No, I say that because of the stardom. Mike Tyson was
Yeah,
Mike
but
Tyson. I'm
no.
talking about Tyson.
Oh, but dude,
Four different generations know who Mike Tyson.
Buster Douglas was a top five ranked fighter in the world at heavyweight. Dude, the dude could fucking box.
Yeah,
This dude is
of
going up.
course. Buster Douglas is a beast.
This dude's
But
going
Jake Paul
up.
can't box. Is that what you're saying?
And not at the level of the power that I think Anthony Joshua gets it done within 2 rounds, bro.
Okay. Let's. I
Maybe
listen,
three.
man. He
I'll give
should.
Jake. I won't give Jake past 3 rounds, bro. But there's no fuck unless Anthony Joshua's just in on it and he's gonna carry his fucking ass. And if he does that, that hurts the sport of boxing, bro. Like that's not cool because you gotta compete and you gotta compete to finish. You gotta compete to finish the job.
So you think? Listen, and this is a hot. This is in no way, shape, form, or fashion
Floyd carried Conor
disrespectful.
McGregor.
Because
Floyd said it
I
publicly.
was about to say. So you think? So you think? Okay. So you think that was wrong? There was something wrong with that?
Um, if you don't finish him and you just carry him, yes, you gotta. If you're gonna carry him, you still gotta finish him.
It is what it is. You said it,
Think
not
about it.
me.
And
Hey,
think about it. And think about it, Kamaru. The power of a real heavyweight is fucking scary. By the time he feels that punch from fucking Anthony Joshua, this dude's gonna fucking run. And Jake Paul might just run the whole damn fucking fight. You know?
hey, listen, Anthony Joshua, this is set up to where Anthony Joshua should be able to get the job done. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm a firm believer that impossible is nothing. And if Jake Paul is delusional enough to say that he can
And you
get this
forgot to
done,
quote Adidas, but go ahead.
what is Adidas?
Impossible is nothing.
Exactly. But if at the end of the day, that's what I've been saying. If Jake Paul believed this is possible, he goes out there and he can make us all believers. So I'm not I would never doubt anybody to say they can't get it done. All I will say is this is a tall ass order for Jake Paul to be able to fulfill. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I'm excited. I'll be watching. And of course, hey, we have, the first lady of MVP Promotions who knows Jake Paul in and out, who's going to let us know what she thinks about this because the world is doing this right now. Like, Jake, really? Really?
Yeah.
We like the charade you've been carrying us on, but really? But if Jake Paul believes it, I believe it for him.
Yeah, but check this out. I remember watching the movie Braveheart. And then I remember what he's saying is like there's courage, and then there's being reckless, like there's just stupidity. I don't think this is courage, bro. I think this is fucking dumb on his part. With Francis, believe it or not, Komoro, and I hope Francis will come at me, but I gave Jake Paul a better chance with Francis than with anybody else, dude, because Francis comes from MMA. And Francis doesn't come from like that good skill boxing like a dude that's been boxing for a very, very long time. Even though he did have a really good show with Tyson Fury, this motherfucker right here is different, dude. He's not even the best heavyweight in the world, dude. But he does crack, bro. What he was able to do to dude, who the fuck does that to Francis, bro? Jesus. Just thinking about it, Kamaru. I got it.
I agree.
I got it within 2 rounds, Anthony Joshua, dude. Rest in peace, Jake Paul.
I don't concur nor agree nor disagree. It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll let Amanda tell us about this. But hey,
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
we have a special guest, a woman that has been she's been making waves for years and years and years, but recently, to date, the most watched female fight ever in history. And right now, going to be defending her WBO and the WBA world titles January 3rd versus Erica Cruz, the amazing, hard-hitting Amanda Serrano.
Manel Serrano here.
Yeah, you gotta do
Watch out. Watch out, Kamaru.
Hey,
Armed and dangerous.
those you in shape right now. I can see you in shape. Of course you're always in shape, but yeah, right now you are right now what 3 weeks 3 weeks away?
Yeah, 3 weeks. 3 weeks away. Yes.
January 3rd, you'll be fighting Erica Cruz for the second time.
Yes, it's a rematch of Fight of the Year in 2023. It's where I became the first Puerto Rican undisputed champion. I have the 3 belts, and she had the other belt, and I took it from her. I won and became the first undisputed champion from Puerto Rico. So super honored for that.
Wait, is that the first undisputed champion or the first female undisputed
The first
champion?
ever, male or female.
Man or female? Whoa.
Really? Trinidad wasn't Trinidad or Koto? They weren't undisputed?
Nope.
No.
The unicorn,
Wow.
not undisputed. So I'm the first.
Shit. I've always thought for some reason Trinidad, bro, from when he was maybe junior welterweight or welterweight. Anyway.
No, I believe he only had two at the time.
Right. It's just because those fights were so big and memorable that we don't even care. We just know them as champions. But I mean, that's no small feat to be the first undisputed champion. That goes to show the body of work that you've been putting in. I mean, look at this record. What are you for? What is it? 47, 4-1?
Yes, I believe. Yeah,
I
31
mean,
knockouts. You gotta add that 31
that
knockouts.
that's 41 40. That's incredible for to have. First of all, just to be a female and to have that many fights is incredible. With 31 knockouts, make sure we get that right.
Yep.
31 knockouts. Amanda, you've had an incredible career and it's still going. And obviously, as we see, it seems like in the last couple of years, it's really had an upswing. What could you attest that to? Is it with obviously with the new promotion that you've been with that's kind of really put everything in order for you to get the notoriety that you feel you've deserved for years?
No, 100%. Before signing with Jake Paul and Kisa Badarian at MVP, I was a 7 division unified world champion and wasn't getting the recognition, wasn't getting the pay that, as a woman, as a fighter, not just a woman, but as a fighter with my accolades, was getting. And then Jake Paul came along and he put me on his co-main event. And that fight was my biggest payday that I ever gotten from any boxing fight. And from there, it just got bigger and bigger. He decided he wanted to open up MVP, and I was one of his first signees. And I just showed him and proved to him that women can fight, women can sell, we can put on a show. And now he's just can't stop signing women. He keeps signing all the women. So I'm excited and honored to be part of the team, and glad that he took me under his wing.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, Amanda, that you have somebody like that. Like, in the beginning, I used to I couldn't stand fucking Jake Paul in the beginning, to be quite honest with you. But then I saw what he was truly doing, his theatrics, him getting him fighting other fighters were, for a moment there, like boxing, like it was kind of at a standstill. The best were fighting the best. We can go back and talk about the Terrance Crawford versus Errol Spence. I felt like once Jake Paul started getting in there, started taking the shine, people started to recognize that. And not just that, but also with you, signing you, putting you on that big Netflix deal. Like, man, you guys are able to do numbers. Like, I was looking at the crazy numbers that Taylor and Amanda did. Dude, it was absolutely ridiculous, bro. They were able to headline their fucking own event in the world's biggest platform. I mean, how surreal is that for you, and how much do you want to repay that forward for women's boxing?
No, 100%. It was unheard of. The money that we made. I'm the first women to make $1 million when I fought Katie Taylor the first time at Madison Square Garden. We were the first women to headline Madison Square Garden. So with Katie Taylor, we did so many firsts, and it had to do, a lot with Jake Paul and Akisa Badarian, pushing us women, pushing me in the forefront. And it's just, that's why I work so hard, because I have a great team that I have to continue to make proud and continue to fight for, as well as a whole team of an amazing women that I want to continue to open the doors for. So I want to continue to fight the best way I can fight, go out there, give it my all, and continue to break records, show that we can sell, and show that women can do whatever we put our minds to.
Yeah, no, you guys have definitely shown that. The fights with Katie Taylor, headlining MSG, all of that. You've definitely shown not only can you sell, you can headline your own. And obviously, with the other female fighters like Clarissa Shields doing those big things, and Michaela Mayer and all these women doing big things. Obviously, UK kind of grabbed onto this too, to where they started doing events. They did that all female card with them and Alicia Baumgartner, to where I thought that was fantastic because I watched that card. And it was great boxing, great fights on that card.
100%. We all bring something different, and it's so beautiful to see that every new girl that come in as a professional, they're just getting bigger, better, and I'm just wait, is fireworks going on because I'm just blowing up? Oh, I didn't know that.
That's because you're a ball of sunshine,
Look at that. Look
Amanda.
at that. But that's just something cool to see that, each women fighter is getting better and better, and the competition is getting better. And the future is so bright for women's boxing.
Yeah, we see that a lot. For you, just growing up, being born in Puerto Rico, but then moved to New York and growing up in New York. When did this whole boxing? Was it boxing at first? Because obviously we've heard you've done a little more than just boxing. You ventured into our realm and done a little, mixed it up a little bit. And so, was it all boxing right away, or what was the goal here?
Much respect to you, MMA fighters. No, okay. So my sister, she's a former world champion as well. So she started the sport. My trainer, he's also my brother-in-law, my manager, Jordan Maldonado. After he and my sister had my niece, he owned the boxing gym. He fought as an amateur. My sister wanted to lose weight, so he's like, boxing is a great way to lose weight. So she started. When she started to train for it, she's like, okay. She went, she did a sparring, then she did an amateur fight, then she turned pro. And from there, I was about 12 years old, and I was, and still is, her number one fan. So I was going to all the fights and I was watching it. But I didn't start till I was 18 years old. I dabbled in it because it was just too hard. And then from when I turned 18, I became a professional. I mean, I did the amateurs, and then at 19, I became a professional. And then with switching over to MMA, at the time, I was already a 7th division world champion. I was a unified world champion, and my boxing contract was not that great. I got a phone call from an MMA company, and they gave me a contract was bigger than my boxing contract. And I was like, wait, this just doesn't
Really?
make sense. So I was like, I was getting paid a lot more. So I said, listen, I'm gonna try it. I'm a warrior. I love to fight. I'm gonna go on there. My MMA debut, I almost got killed. My last round, I got a draw, but I'm such a competitor that I said, what happened to me that last round, I don't want it to happen to me ever again. So I went back to the gym. I ate the mat. Because that's something I didn't do. I was new at the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, all that stuff was new to me. My team, they put me into jiu-jitsu matches. I won gold in those matches. So my next 2 fights after that, I won by submission. So I'm undefeated in MMA. I'm 2-0-1 in MMA. And that's something that I'm proud of, because MMA it's not fun. MMA actually made me fall in love with boxing a lot more, because it's just throwing punches. Over there is something different. But I'm still would love to have another MMA fight as well in the future.
Oh wow. So you're leaving the door open. I think
Oh,
that's awesome. I think that's great because you're in a position, man. I don't know if you thought about this, but because of what you've been able to do in boxing, that you could be in that position to say, "Hey, Uncle Dana White, who's your best girl at X amount of weight?" And you could potentially challenge for a belt. We've seen it in the past before. We've seen guys like James Toner that's, transferred over. We've seen, Clarissa Shields and things like that. But I think for you, I think you could potentially fight for a world title to become a two-sport world champ. I mean, how would that feel for you?
no, that's 100. That's definitely a plan. And we see Holly Holm. Holly Holm is actually my co-main event come January 3rd. So I've seen what she's done. She's a 2-sport world champion. So she inspired me. Now she's back in boxing. I guess we inspired her to come back into this sport with the money that we're getting now, with the platforms we're getting now. So hey, I would love to be an MMA champion as well.
Speaking of that, with Holly Holm now bouncing back into boxing, she's around that weight class. She's around there. Some could shake. You've got fighters like Holly Holmes, obviously fighters like Clarissa Shields. She was able to dabble into MMA and then obviously go back to boxing. And a lot of people don't necessarily know this, but even Michaela Mayer was a kickboxer at one point.
to where she's I believe undefeated as a kickboxer. And so you have these women who are excellent boxers, but are willing to try something new. For someone like Holly Holm and maybe Michaela Mayer, who are around your weight class, do you think that's something that potentially you could entertain for maybe in the future?
Hey, listen, in this sport, you never know. Now she's signed with us with MVP. Who knows? Maybe me and Holly can have a two-sport contract, MMA, boxing. Or you never
Hey.
know. Listen, I want when I'm done and retire, I want to be considered a combat legend. So it was always in my plans where I would love to have won a title at Muay Thai, a title at kickboxing, title MMA, so I can just. But it's not just. It's just for me, for my own personal like bragging. So
Right.
I have like another wall of this with a whole bunch of other stuff I can put up. But yeah, it's just I'm such a competitor. I always want to be the best version of myself and see if I can hang in there. And I believe I can. So Holly, if she's up for it, we can do a two-sport contract. I haven't made it boxing. Who knows? Let's see January 3rd and see how everything comes out.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, man, there's a lot, man. There's a lot that you've done so much in this game, and I feel like there's also like a businesswoman to you. When you say goodbye to the sport of boxing or mixed martial arts, what are those future plans for you? Do you want to become a promoter, maybe team up with Jake Paul? I mean, where do you feel like you stand after this is all said and done?
Listen, I don't know if you heard, but I did sign a lifetime contract with MVP. So when I'm retired, I get to be with MVP, working on the women's side of it, being and like an advisor or just running the whole women aspect of MVP. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited because I've been through the good, I've been through the bad, I've been through the ugly in this sport, and it's never been easy for women in the sport. I am super glad and blessed that MVP they're helping us women. They're giving us great platforms. They're giving us bigger and better paydays. So for me to be a part of that team once I retire, still in the sport that I love, still helping women like me struggling or want to be the best that they can be. What can I ask for? I'm in the best team, have the dream team, and I have my life after retirement as well.
Yeah. Speaking of that, January 3rd, a rematch versus Cruz. Obviously, you've been in a rematch before, and unfortunately, didn't go that way. But now you're in a rematch versus Cruz, which was a fight of the year. So this is not an opponent that's just going to lay down. This is an opponent that's going to come forward, that's going to stand there and is really going to try to fight you as well. How do you see this rematch going down? And what do you see from her that you think potentially is something that was a problem last time and it could potentially be a problem this time?
Listen, one thing for sure, if you see this outfit right here, this is the outfit from the first match. I don't know if you can tell how bloody it is, but it's extremely bloody. And that's what we chose. We chose Erica Cruz because she's a come forward fighter. She's a Mexican fighter. And she's going to come to fight. She's going to come to take my titles, which is going to be impossible because it can't happen. I am most happy that it's at my weight class. I am the champion at featherweight. This is my comfort zone. This is where I feel my best. This is where I feel faster, stronger. So she was up for a challenge then. She's up for a bigger challenge now because I've been in there with Katie Taylor 3 times. I've been in there with big girls. I've been in there. My confidence is at another level right now, and I believe there's nothing that she can do, or she doesn't have the power to knock me out. She doesn't have the strength or the height just to beat me, and I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna go out there and put on a show for Puerto Rico.
No, well, that's awesome, and I'm not sure if you've heard about a potential matchup between Katie Taylor and Ronda Rousey. Obviously, I know you respect the game. I talked to a lot of boxers. You guys are like, dude, you guys are like critiques, dude. Like you guys like to critique a lot of MMA guys with striking, which rightfully so. What's your take on this potential matchup if Ronda Rousey does get a bite at Katie Taylor? Is that fair play for you guys, or does that kind of it's a little too much?
I don't think that's happening. I think that's actually just a really good rumor that someone spread. But I mean, I don't think it's happening. And if it does, then hey, listen, this game has changed completely. But I don't, I don't want to say nothing mean.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see where you're going now. I see where you're going with that. But we got to get into it. We got to get into this shit, Amanda. Let's get into it real quick before we go. So December 19th, Jake Paul, MVP promoter, is taking on Anthony Joshua. Let's be honest. For a long, long time, it just seems like, listen, the way that Jake Paul came into the game, obviously you were on the other side to where you could see behind the scenes. But the way that he came into the game for a boxer, well, not just for a boxer, almost 100% of boxers, 99.9% of boxers, he rubbed the game the wrong way. He came in, he got the shine, he's getting paid, and he's fighting majority of non-boxers that have put that time in. And so there was a lot of hate that went towards Jake Paul. But one thing you can't deny is, as we see it with you, Jake has done some great things in helping out the sport of boxing. But now, finally, it seems like everyone's been waiting for him. Oh, you can't fight a real boxer. You can't fight a world champion boxer. You can't do this. Jake Paul said, you know what? I'm going to take on that challenge. Not only am I going to fight a world champion boxer, I'm going to fight a heavyweight world champion boxer, one of the biggest out there. How do you see this fight, and how did you feel hearing that this was going to happen, Amanda?
listen, there's one
Sorry,
thing.
but that one seems far stretchy. That's come on, give us your honest
Listen,
two
listen,
cents. I
no,
like
listen,
Jake too.
listen. Honestly, I have to say, being behind the scenes and seeing Jake Paul in the gym, he is one of the hardest worker I've seen. Honestly, he's worked harder than me at times, and I'm like, wow, he has the cojones. Like, he has the biggest heart that I wish that every fighter can take a page out of his book and take notice and see that he's going up with against an Olympian, a puncher, a guy bigger than him, stronger than him, has more experience than him. How can you not respect Jake Paul? How can you not love Jake Paul? I know him behind the scene as a person. He is the nicest person. He is the hardest worker. Not just because he's my friend, but honestly, if I was on the other side of it and I didn't know who Jake Paul was, I would have thought, okay, yeah, it's crazy. But if you put in the hard work, if you put it all on the table and you fighting, you training, he has an amazing team behind him. He has the punch. He has a puncher's chance. You know this in MMA. One punch changes the whole fight. So you never know. Yeah, Joshua is a bigger guy, more experienced, but you can knock Jake Paul for going out there and putting himself on the line. That's what I have to say. Not just because he's my friend, but honestly, yes, I'm extremely nervous. I'm nervous.
I
I'm nervous
see you. I feel you.
Yeah,
because
but so
it's
Amanda,
scary.
are you saying we're about to witness an upset? Is that what you're saying?
You can never in this sport. This is unpredictable, and for coming from MMA is really like you just never know because one wrong move and you're in a chokehold, you're in a hold, your limbs are popping off, you're getting hit. In boxing, one punch can change the whole story. He can be beating Jake Paul's butt for 5, 6 rounds, and Jake can land that one punch and just knock him out. You just never know. So and he has been knocked out a couple of times. So we just
Woo!
you can't
Okay.
count him out. You can't count him out.
Okay. I get you. Okay. I see where you're at, Amanda, and I appreciate that. You yeah, you could be a politician. You played that real well. You played that real well. All right, but here, so I'll do you one better, okay? break down that fight for us, because we know you're excellent fighter, so you got skills, and obviously you have to study. So break down that fight for us.
Well, Jake just needs to make sure that he's a little. The first round, I gotta be on his toes. He can't. I obviously can't stay in there and get punched. But also the reach is a lot long, so he needs to make sure that he's. It's just hard. It's hard. But he's gotta be very smart. Very smart. Listen, if Jake Paul goes 3, 4, 5, goes the distance, how you not gonna give him credit? How you not gonna say, oh, if Anthony Joshua doesn't knock Jake Paul out dead, how you not gonna give him his credit? How you not gonna give him his flowers? So
I agree with that.
that's one thing that Joshua has to do. And then even if he goes a couple rounds, even if he lands a couple of punches on Joshua, Jake Paul's not supposed to be in the ring with Joshua stays so-called safe, and he goes a couple of rounds and he goes the distance and he knocks him out. Well, what can you say?
I agree. And you tell me, Henry, you could chime in on this too. I think the pressure is on Anthony Joshua here going into this fight.
No,
because
100%.
because Jake, you can't take Jake Paul to a decision.
Yeah, but think sure, Kamaru, but this is the thing, guys. The dude is 270 pounds, dude. Like,
That
you know what I'm
doesn't
saying?
matter.
Like,
That
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. He
You
weighs
can't
that,
take
but his chin
yeah.
doesn't weigh that. One falls one little to the chin, and I mean, and it's been seen before. Yeah, he's 4 great guys, and his chin been
yeah,
so.
but Amanda, the real deal. If Jake Paul was to get this freaking victory, it'd be the greatest upset in sports history, dude. Like, think about
100%.
it.
I agree. I agree.
Like,
My
think about it, Kamar. I know it sounds weird and cringy that we're even saying that, but think about it. This would be a truly Rocky
think
Balboa
The
think
only
about
fucking
that,
reason is
story
Amanda.
there.
because people believe that Jake Paul doesn't deserve or don't belong in the ring with Anthony Joshua. But the only reason why I see that and say that is because Jake Paul doesn't have the experience just yet, the experience that Anthony Joshua has. But there's only one way of getting that is going in there and fighting. His trainers, nobody else can give him the experience but going in there and fighting for himself. And I think Jake Paul's done a great job for his resume. The names that he has great MMA world champions, great MMA legends on his resume, on his box rec, as well as he has Tyson. He has a couple of good names on his resume, and Anthony
Yeah.
Joshua's been one of them.
Yeah, you're right, Amanda. You're right. We completely agree. I think yes, of course, Jake Paul doesn't necessarily get the credit because of the experience of being of getting in there and being that boxer. But Henry and I have been seeing it. Like there's improvements. Jake Paul is definitely making improvements, and we can't take anything away from it. Honestly, yes, I think this is a big feat mountain to climb, going up against someone like Anthony Joshua. And I do think and I like Anthony Joshua. And being honest, I would say I 100% respect everything that Jake has been doing. But if this goes to a decision, I think it's a lose-lose for Anthony Joshua if this goes to a decision, because I feel like, and Amanda, you can attest to this, I feel like the boxing world is waiting for someone to put Jake Paul down, to put
Yeah,
him
I think
down
that's why
and put
everyone's
him
gonna
in.
tune in.
Exactly. And so they're
Which is so mean,
it's
They
extremely
I
mean.
kind of I I don't like because I like Jake Paul. I don't like this fight for him, bro. I feel like Francis would have been a better choice, but it's too late now. He signed the contract,
the
and
only thing that really
rest
scares
in peace, guys.
more, that scares me more is that the how short of the time he was
Yes,
gonna fight
yes,
someone a
yes.
lot smaller and shorter and faster to a couple of weeks later fight this guy. So that's just, if he would have had a longer time to train and get better
Acclimated.
sparring with
Yeah.
the heavyweights, I think it would have been a lot more interesting. But it's still gonna
Right.
be
Right. No,
Amanda, I'll be praying for Jake Paul, man. It is a pleasure, Amanda. But I will be saying my prayers for the American dudes. I hope
well,
he gets it done. I really do.
Listen, I'm nervous too because of the love I have for Jake Paul, not just as a fighter, but as a friend, as a it's just a different like relationship that we have. But yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm nervous too, but I think we all are, especially
yeah.
the whole MVP team.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, I mean, you know, obviously we had to ask you because that's your friend and now obviously promoter as well. But January 3rd, you're going to be taking on Erica Cruz, a rematch for Fight of the Year in 2023. But before we go, Amanda, I mean, obviously you've accomplished so much in your career. We see all them belts shining back there. We see the clothes. We see the pictures. We see you doing all that. And you said you got into the sport at age of 18. But I'm sure, you know, all these dudes at home want to know. All them dudes want to, you know, the Puerto Rican prince, and they want to know what's going on. They want to know, hey, Amanda, at some point, do you have a husband? You want children? You want, you know, what's going on there?
Honestly, I am 37 years old. Never had a boyfriend. Just last year, I just got my first cell phone thanks to Total Wireless. So I'm really focused on my sport, on my craft. I want to be able to be the best person, the best athlete that I can be. For me, for all those years of not having that, I've accomplished so much. So to me, in my mind, that's what got me where I'm at right now. Once I retire, then that's a whole nother story. And at 37, I retired maybe 38, 39, and I gotta live my life. I've been in boxing for so many years, been concentrating on this, and I just want to be able to enjoy my life. So, but other than that, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just thinking about January 3rd, beating Erica Cruz, getting
Erica
a
Cruz, too.
knockout, beating Christy
Yes.
Martin's record in the future, becoming having 33 knockouts. I got to beat Christy Martin record. She got 32 knockouts. I'm 2 away, so I got to do that. That's the mindset right now. That's my baby daddy.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, Amanda, it was an absolute pleasure to speak with you, get to know you a little bit. Obviously, you've done some amazing things all throughout your career, and especially with just the last couple of years with the fans, with the casual fans, really getting to see you and see the women shine on center stage and really entertain the masses. So we want to thank you so much. January 3rd, we are going to be tuned in versus Erica Cruz. It's going to be I think it's going to be another banger, another phenomenal fight.
I think so too. Thank you guys so much for your time. You guys are truly legends. You guys are invited. Henry, if you want to come, he can be in Nigeria. You come to Puerto Rico, enjoy it. This is the best time. The best time.
Hey, you on Netflix? You got the most views out here. I mean, Henry might want to be flued out, you know?
I might stop
No
there.
problem. Listen, Christmas doesn't end January. So you can enjoy yourself. But no, it's really an honor. You guys are truly amazing. Best of luck to you guys in your future and whatever you do. Thank you so much for this opportunity, for your platform to tell the world who Manel Serrano is, and to tune in January 3rd because you're going to see some blood and some punches thrown.
Damn.
All right, Amanda. Well, as always, everyone, I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
Amanda, the real deal Serrano.
Yeah. We are out.